All right, Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere RPG is out, guys, and it is a lot of fun. We're going to show you exactly how much fun, mandatory fun, you're about to have with some social justice in this. It's so bad and so cringy, guys. You won't even believe the text of what we're about to read, as it just gives some helpful scenarios for you and your party to really think about modern times for modern audiences. Wow. This is a hallmark of Brandon Sanderson now. If you don't know, his Cosmere, his Stormlight archive has gone full woke. He's pushing LGBTQ propaganda in his books on an extreme way, and he's going on his website ranting about it when fans go, okay, I don't want this out of your books. Because, of course, you know, most people came to Brandon Sanderson because he was a clean read you could share with your kids, and he was somebody who, was not going to have this kind of stuff in it. And it was, he's a Mormon guy. You expect different from him. And then he just goes full tilt SJW in his new books. And, he's really sold out pretty badly over the years. I guess this is what it takes to stay and get big. You have to sell your soul and pay the keepers there. And this Cosmere RPG is something that was coming out for a while. So let's get into this and hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things books, my friends, and fantasy news. That's what we got going here. I'm a fantasy writer myself, and I don't have any social justice in my books. Just a lot of fun. This is Airship Swashbuckling Adventure. It'd make a great RPG, by the way. I think that of all my properties, I really think the Rislandia series would be something that would be just ideal for an RPG setting. And it's because my influences really came from stuff like Final Fantasy VI when I was looking at this, with airships and the like. And it really builds pretty nicely over time with some. I got a little twist on magic that's kind of a technological magic that shows up later in the series. So we'll read this. It builds so nicely, as all of my series do, into something that's really epic. It's a 6-book series, and there are available on ebook, print, and audio to make it easy for you. It's in the description below, along with my other books in my bookstore, as well as my newsletter if you guys want to sign up and stay in touch for future releases as well. I really appreciate everybody who does. So read this weekend, guys. Start today. Get in on my series, and thank you for reading an alternative to the mainstream. All right, so yes, Brandon Sanderson has come under fire from fans of the Stormlight Archive, pushing radical LGBTQ agenda in them, and now his Cosmere tabletop RPG has been revealed to have social justice trigger warnings inside. If you didn't know about his Cosmere RPG, this came from Brotherwise Game. 55,000 people backed this. This might be bigger than D&D. Yikes. It's $15 million. Brought this to life, of course, and it crowdfunded kind of at the end of last year. And now they're releasing it digitally. Now, 850,000 files distributed to backers, and now they are up on Drive-Thru RPG. And so quite a bit going on with this as it goes along. And I think that the physical have not been sent out yet, just digital so far, as the backers are awaiting their books here. Now, if you go on to Drive-Thru RPG, look at this. $35, $35, $25, $35, $35. If you did not back it, if you're just getting digital stuff and you want to get, what's coming out right now, you're going to be in a few $100s for this game. So it better be the best game ever. I mean, my gosh, because that is a lot going on right there for people to, of course, get in on this game and play. But, as I get into it, there ends up being a lot of trigger warnings put in. The generic stuff that you see in these social justice things from all the RPGs these days. Look at this. Abuse. This is the trigger things that might happen. How to deal with it as a game master. Like, why do you even put this in your book? It's just not fun. It's stupid. Let people play what they're going to play. Let them have their adventure and all that. And stop, fretting all the time about your little social justice crap. I mean, honestly, if you have anybody at your table, and this is what I say as a GM, who's going to be annoying about any of this stuff or even addressing or thinking about any of this stuff, kick them out of your freaking house. I mean, that's what I'd do. My gosh, I could never sit at a table for hours with somebody who's like, stop, I'm going to make the X with my arms because I'm triggered because of abuse and asexuality right now. Thank you. There's no way I would ever tolerate that being around. But here it is. There are different types. This is an exhaustive list, guys, so strap in. Different types of abuse, including not limited to emotional, verbal, and physical. Most games include a degree of violence. However, some groups may wish to play cozy games instead, where the stakes are low and the danger is distant. This is like that D&D prom night. You guys remember that one? Where the situations are violence, verbal abuse, and emotionally manipulative behaviors should be omitted or veiled, such as against children, family members, or other vulnerable groups? Question mark. Asexuality. Yes. Very important to address this in your fantasy RPG about ingesting metals and flying around rooftops. Yes. All populations on Roshar, regardless of species and culture, include a spectrum of asexual people. Herdazians have a long tradition of valuing people who aren't interested in sex or producing offspring. Singers, including when mate and mate form, are not expected to show any interest in sex. Please clap, everybody. My gosh. As we go on, there's more classism. Oh, no. All the foreign nations such as the Jokhevad and the Aelethkar, oh my gosh, fantasy names, man, assign social classes based on eye shade. Classism exists in most nations. Oh, they're racist based on eye shade, guys. This is really triggering. What does your group want to take when it comes to conflict between social classes? Disability. Oh, this is another please clap moment. Players are empowered to assume narrative control for their character's disability. The players and GM work together to determine a reasonable mechanic implication, if any, for disability during character creation or after session which a character has been disabled. Discrimination based on eye shade. We already dealt with this one, right? So this is already in there. Gender identity, my friends. Oh, yes. Breathing in stormlight over time passively heals radiance to their true genders. Oh, puke. What do heroic, non-radiant characters do when their assigned genders don't reflect who they are? Again, if somebody started doing this, I would never play a game with this person again. It's like, you are obnoxious. Leave me alone. And that's what I do with this. So crazy. And there's more. Yes, gender roles. Will your game include details such as female safe hands, male illiteracy, and so on? Is being ardent the only way for gender non-conforming characters to avoid social persecution? What about gender expectations based on other organizations and cultures? And you got gore and horror, and this is where it gets really weird. And this, it always, these people, this is what all they think about is like their weird sex fetishes, I swear. Limits around sexual content apply universally. This is for intimacy. For example, there should never be double standards for what's appropriate based on genders of the characters involved. Wait, what? That's what you're worried about? Again, if somebody's at my table and they're starting to getting into these details, if they're getting into that what is it, the Grok character? Did you see that this last week where they put in Elon put in this thing where it gets kind of gross there. I forget the name of it. You guys remember that? Oh my gosh, people these days. It's our society, I swear, guys. The GM and players should not have their characters intimately touch another character without consent. Some players may find any flirty, romantic, or sexually suggestive scenes uncomfortable and can request they be omitted or veiled from the game entirely. It's important to note that attraction and consent between characters does not translate to attraction or consent between players. Painful. Do the ages or preferences of players call for mild language, or is everybody comfortable with swearing? Mental illness. Yes, this entire page is mental illness. There it is. Stormlight Archive features many characters with mental illness, including, I guess, the author at this point. While some might correlate mental illness to becoming a Knight Radiant, and there's more on here, which I didn't get screen capped. Speciesism and singers. Oh, there's speciesism. And then we get back more. How many, you have intimacy, you have asexuality, gender roles, mental illness. Then you have to get into, why do you have a separate thing for all of these things? Some cultures in Roshar only acknowledge heterosexual partnerships. In your Roshar, sexuality might not have any simple social implications, which genders and characters is attracted to, and how they experience romantic and sexual attraction, if at all, doesn't have to be a major source of tension unless you want it to be. Yeah, I'd ignore it. This is stupid. Singers, humans, and Spren may experience attraction outside their species. Oh, so now we get into weird bestiality fetish stuff. There we go. Avoid exoticizing potential partnerships. And then, of course, slavery. Oh, the most triggering of all, my friends, because literally black people might be triggered here. Okay. So this is it. This is how they want to. They have pages on upon pages of talking about just like woke nonsense for your little Cosmere Brandon Sanderson game. Sounds fun. Sounds worth a $35 PDF, doesn't it? These people are so insufferable. The entire tabletop RPG industry is like this. There's some that aren't. I like the Adventure Conqueror King system. Axe by Autark is really good, and also Castles and Crusades is another great one that I highly recommend. And so these are just like ridiculous that these people do this kind of stuff. And it's sad that like Brandon's got such a big brand name that 55,000 people go in on this and then get inundated with this stuff. But that's what propaganda is, my friends. That's exactly what the mainstream industry is all about. And that's probably why Brandon Sanderson's allowed to be in the mainstream industry, is because he's pushing this stuff, trying to manipulate you and your morals. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. If you want some interesting fantasy, come check out For Steam and Country. Like I said, this would make a great RPG. This would be something that'd be fun to play, definitely. Check it out in the description below. Really appreciate you guys for reading. It's available on ebook, print, and audio as a 6-book series. We'll be back.